Alright, so episode 3 of the house remodel, and we're back in the basement. One of the first things we're doing here is installing a new seal plate, because as you know, in the previous episode, all of those studs on the wall right there were all rotted out. We're installing a new one with a foam gasket at the bottom and getting that ready for drywall, which will come later on. Now immediately we ran into some issues because the old seal plate that was under there was maybe like, it's supposed to be 1.5 inches, but it actually was like 1 inch thick. I don't know how they got it under there. So what we ended up doing was actually cutting some of the stud. And here was the next thing in the way, bro. It was a bunch of cockroaches. And yeah, they surprised the hell out of us because they were huge, bro. Like, okay, so back on track. So here I am just cutting those studs that we're gonna add. So since we cut 3 inches off of the previous stud, we had to basically give it strength again by adding an extra piece of wood that's 2 feet long, and that would basically give it support. So here's a better visual just so you could see. This is like a little faster, but there's the plate right there. I'm drilling in the holes to put in the anchor bolts. Once the anchor bolts were in, I tighten them. Then after I tighten them, here I go adding my 2 feet long pieces of wood right there on the side, and then I just fill in the little gaps with 4-inch block right there, as you can see. And that's basically what we did all around the basement floor. And here we are in the final room. As you can see, this was the biggest room and it had a bunch of studs, so we had to work together here. While my brother was cutting, I was installing, and here we are putting in the 2 foot long pieces. I would just give him measurements and he would keep giving them to me. Once all the pieces were in, again, I started plumbing all of them because they're not straight anymore because they were cut at the bottom. And this is basically the finished product. My brothers did this because I was working on something else. As you can see, all of that is now with drywall and with the first pass of mud. But yeah, and that's it. So yeah, man, stay tuned for the upcoming episodes.